Okay, guys, now here's the thing. Never, ever, 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 ever buy dollar store fans. Now, I can tell you what, I buy a lot of dollar store fans. Here's the one recommendation. If you go in the description, you'll see that I've posted a few video links. Those are the fans I recommend Those are the fans I recommend. Those are the fans I recommend that you can buy. They won't burn up like the other things do. Oh, I've seen videos where some people have bought dollar store fans. And you might be really, 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 really unsurprised that the motors all burned up. Yep, they all burned up, basically. Now, there was a second batch, which they did much better. So if you have a first version of the dollar store fan, like the 3-inch HV fans, the first batch was defective. The first batch that they created. So there's a rare chance you don't have that, but I've still seen instances. Those DC motors have dollar store fans. Now, car people, everybody in cars, some people use these motors in cars to steer. But the thing is that they're not under much load when they're steering. And if they are driving the back wheels, and then the car goes very slow. And they don't overvolt it like the dollar store people do. But if you take those motors out, now, in my homemade pedestal fan, my motor burned out a switch, and it burned itself out, literally. It burned itself out. And that's really bad. If you don't know what you're doing, then never, if you're doing a DIY project that's permanent, never, ever use these things. Because they break, Like, I've seen a motor where the entire plastic has melted. The entire back plastic is entirely melted. And that's just not good design because there's no back washer. Yeah, there's no back washer in those motors. There's absolutely no back washers. Which is really bad because if you don't have back washers, one is that if the motor gets too hot, the plastic could melt. Two, if the plastic does melt, then the motor will become wiggly. Three, the motor could start squeaking because touching the plastic. 4, the motor can stop altogether by getting fused to the plastic, and by the plastic melting by the heat it generates. So those are really bad problems. They're just really bad. And the dollar store people, and people say, some people say that the dollar store motors are rated for 1 volt, 1.5 volts, or 1 volt. And people say that they are overvolting them by giving them 3 volts instead of just 1. Because they use 2 AA batteries. And guess what 2 AA batteries means? 3 volts? And the motor just needs 1? Why are we spending all this extra money on batteries? They're fooling us. Haha. And that's just not good. If you overvolt these DC motors and keep them on heavy blades, they melt and get hot. Even on light blades. If you run them for a while, they get hot. And burn. Really burn. And they're really loud, DC brush motors. So yep, please never buy these. Actually, I won't post a link in the description. If you search a Cooler neck fan on YouTube, you'll see the first video is mine. And if you click on that first few videos, one of them is mine. It's called the Adwoody Wells. It has a picture of me and the fan. So if you go on that video, that fan is perfect. And the RC cards are perfect. But Dollar Store is just never understanding any of this. So please never ever buy Dollar Store fans. They are just... You know what I mean.